Welcome back to the JCPod, partner with Stare Down Sports. Stare Down greatness. And man, it's already that time again, people. It's Pickem Thursdays on a Wednesday. Week 6 of the NFL. Week 7 of college football. Man, I just learned as of this week we are a third of the way through the fantasy football season, which means this NFL season going by too damn quick, man. But you know how we roll around here. If you're new, we got Pickem, NFL bets, college football bets. Without any further ado, I think it's time for us to head over to that Pickem board. And boy, was that board a massacre last week. I mean, let's get to the board from last week. Absolute massacre. I lost my 9, 10, 11, and 13, which really killed for me. I mean, as you can see, the later was 45. I got 41. I mean, I'm not mad at it at all. It's just frustrating because it's like, as you can see, probably should have had second, but frustrating loss right there for the. I mean, I won't lie to you, not mad about the Buffalo loss because I was, as you can see, the lowest one there. Chiefs loss really hurt me for sure. Chargers kind of sucked. It's whatever. Arizona was just a dumb loss. Can't even be. I would just say the loss I'm most mad about is Miami. Can't believe they blew that game. That one, I mean, Miami was another reason I didn't win the week, which is very frustrating. And the Kansas City loss just sucks. It's like I'm shocked the Jaguars look that good and against the Chiefs. So it's just like, it is what it is. It's just frustrating because Keith gained 4 points on us this week for the season. Which, as you can see from this point, my grandfather as well got a little bit farther ahead of us, but overall, I mean, it's not horrible. We're still in the top 4. We're only 23 points out, which is just not a couple good weeks. We just 2 games. I would say the Chiefs game and the Miami Dolphins game are the difference in us climbing and being down. And it's just, man, that 11 really hurt too. But let's see if we can clean it up a little bit this week. Going into this week, it's going to be interesting, won't lie to you, from what I already looked through. Philadelphia, coming off a loss, playing New York, I just don't think Philadelphia's going to lose that game there. Denver, the Jets, this one's overseas. Don't know which country, won't lie to you, can't remember, but there's another one that I don't think Denver should lose this one, especially against the Jets. Jets have looked pretty rough. I mean, they put a lot of lipstick on that good old pig in the fourth quarter against that Dallas team, because, yeah, that game was ugly. Colts, Arizona, after what Arizona did last week. Got to take the Colts, and the Colts have just been really good in general, so a mix of those two. Have to take Indianapolis. Kyler Murray's also dealing with the foot thing. He was not at practice today, so that's going to be something to look at going forward. New England, New Orleans, have to take New England. New Orleans probably got one of their few. I'd say they'll probably win max 3 games this year, maybe. I think New Orleans got one of them. Just had one of them. And I think New England's going to keep it rolling, especially after a great game against the Bills. Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Have to take Pittsburgh here. Dylan Gabriel didn't think played too bad, but I just can't take Cleveland yet. I'm not going to put a lot of points in this game, though, I will say. So this will be a game where it's like I won't be mad if the Steelers win, but I'm assuming not very many people in my family are going to pick Cleveland. So if Cleveland ends up somehow winning it, then I won't be mad. Because, I mean, that team is just, I mean, they're just good enough to where it's like Dylan Gabriel can, he can play like competent football. Maybe slightly above competent football. They're gonna be a little frisky, but like I said, not too many points. I just don't think Pittsburgh's gonna lose that one. And Pittsburgh especially. Carolina, Dallas, would be a lot more nervous about this game if Carolina, I'm just going to pick Dallas. I don't know. Not a lot of points are going to go in this game. I'm kind of nervous about Carolina, but Dallas should be a bit better than them, you would think. But, man, there's just something about them they just got to go down and they become frisky. And with how bad the Cowboys' defense is, as long as the Cowboys' defense can get a couple of stops, I think the Dallas Cowboy offense is good enough to win in that game. Seattle, Jacksonville. I am actually going to take Seattle. Mainly because Jacksonville won the game Monday night at this point, so I might think there'll be a little bit of a hangover. So I just carry over from that game. I mean, Jacksonville's truly impressed me at this point, so this is not going to be very many points on this game, but I'm impressed by what Seattle put on tape last week. I'm also impressed with the Jaguars, I'll admit it, but I'd be a little bit more nervous about Jacksonville if they lost that game last week. I mean, I think I'm probably was going to pick Seattle regardless here, though. Like I said, I'm impressed with both teams, but I'm just a little bit. I think Seattle might be able to steal a win here. Rams, Baltimore, I have to take the Rams, especially with how depleted the Baltimore team is. I think they're going to start Tyler Huntley in this game, so maybe the offense might be a slightly bit more competent. Really no idea, though. I mean, they just have been looking rough. Vegas, Tennessee, I cannot take Tennessee, especially with what it took for them to get a win last week. I think that it's just keep fading Tennessee until they get a new coach. Green Bay, Cincinnati, I am going to take Green Bay, but I'm a little bit more nervous about Cincinnati now that that boy, Joe Flacco, is over there. He already beat him once this year, so he kind of knows what works against Green Bay, right? But, no, I'm no more nervous about this game than I was before. I'll tell you what, Green Bay should still win this and handle them with how bad the rest of the team is, but I don't know. There might be a one-game QB bump, so I'm a little bit nervous. Tampa Bay, San Francisco, with how hot Tampa Bay is, we have to take them, especially since there is a lot of injuries in San Francisco. Some guys seem to be coming back. I think like Juwan Jennings is going to be back. Don't know about Brock Purdy for sure yet, but either way, I think I'd be taking Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a more healthy team, and they're getting guys like Tristan Wirfs back. Mike Evans should be coming back sometime soon. Like, they're getting healthy. They did lose Bucky Irving, but Rashad White's been good in his absence. So, give me Tampa Bay there. Cincinnati, Detroit. I think I got to go. By the way, I keep looking over because Pickem's on this screen as well. Kind of forgot I can just face 4 in the Palace works too. You hate to see it. But no, Cincinnati, Detroit. Why is it Cincinnati? Kansas City, Detroit, excuse me. I think I'm just going to make this my 1-point game. We'll just put 1 point. We'll put... I don't know. After last week, I'm kind of disappointed in the Chiefs. So we'll put a 2. Probably going to change that. I just don't know. That's going to be a really good game, though. Buffalo, Atlanta. Oh, yeah, this is going to be the Sunday night game. That's going to be nice. That one's probably going to change too, won't lie to you. Buffalo, Atlanta. Have to take Buffalo. Maybe last week I'm hoping last week was like a wake-up call for them because they've been kind of out. I guess asleep at the wheel is the best way to put it. But they've been just lackadaisical. I don't even say lackadaisical. They just haven't seemed like they've been fully into the last 2 games. One of them lost the other. I would assume this is the game they start getting a little bit more woken up. James Cook, I assume he's going to bounce back as well. Washington and Chicago. Going to take Washington. Really impressed with what they did against the Chargers. I'm assuming they're going to keep that rolling and be able to do that against the Bears. So now let's do some of these fun old tiebreakers. We'll just go 28-21 for this game. For Chicago, Washington, we'll go 17-27. Most points this week, we'll go Jets the least because they're playing Denver. So New York Jets. For most, we'll go. I'm trying to find. I don't know, actually. We'll just go with the Chargers. We'll go with the Chargers because they're playing. We'll go with Dallas because they're playing the Panthers. I was going to pick Chargers because they're playing Dolphins, but Amari Hampton being out kind of makes that a little bit different for me. Now it's time to assign numbers. My favorite pick of the week will go. There's 2 teams on buys as well, by the way. So that's why we only have 15 of 16. I forget which 2 it is. I think it's... let's see if I can think of it before it pulls up. I want to say... I actually have no idea. I'm going to lie to you. I genuinely can't. Houston, Minnesota. Yeah, I was not going to get that. I couldn't think of either of those teams for whatever reason. But yeah, like I said, it's time to assign numbers. Seattle, Jacksonville. Seattle will probably be my 2-pointer. New England and New Orleans will do 12. Colts against Arizona will do 13. Denver and Jets. It's overseas, so it makes me a little bit. So maybe we'll do that. Make that 13. We'll make the Colts my 14. Philadelphia and New York. I don't think I want to make that my 15. Rams will make that 11. Green Bay, Cincinnati will make that a 10. Tampa Bay, San Francisco will make that a 6. Washington, Chicago will make that a We'll make that a 7. I trust that a little bit more. That's over. The only thing is that's the overseas game, so it makes me really nervous. Oh, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. I mean, Pittsburgh should. We'll go 9 there. I mean, coming off a loss, the Eagles got to bounce back against the Giants, right? There's no way they lose 2 in a row. I don't like putting my 15 on a road team on Thursday night in a divisional battle, but you got to think they bounce back, and they, especially after that loss, I just won't lie to you. I feel that's going to be the number that's probably going to piss me off the most this week. I can't put on this against this overseas game. I mean, I guess I could put on the Colts. We'll just do that. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind putting it. Feels weird to put a 15 on the Colts, won't lie. Maybe I should put maybe we'll do that. We'll start moving some of these around a bit. I just think Denver's so much better than the Jets, man. I think I have to do that. And then we'll go back to this, my 14, 13, Vegas. I think I can make this actually, Dallas and Carolina will make this my 5. Oh. Chargers and Miami, I can make this a big number too, so let's actually make that a 9. We'll bump everything down kind of 1. Make that a 6. Make that a 5. We'll make this a 8. I actually like my 8 there. We'll just bump all these down 1. Pittsburgh will go 7. Washington, Chicago will go 5, 4, and then we'll just make this. I think that's fine with me. I won't lie to you. This is a week where I actually feel kind of good about some of these bigger numbers. So that's what the picks are kind of looking like for this week. Like I said, I kind of like some of my bigger numbers. Rams against Baltimore. With how injured that defense is, the Rams should have similar. I mean, if the Texans were able to do that with how bad their offense is, what are the Rams going to do to that team? I do think Tyler Huntley will make it a bit more competitive for them, but I think that, the Rams will, coming off the Thursday night game, to get an extra few days of rest. I think that's good there. I like the Green Bay one. I'm a bit nervous about because of Joe Flacco, but with how bad the offensive line is, that pass rush might be able to eat them alive. Tampa Bay, that's going to be a fun game. Like I said, I kind of like where my numbers are at this week. A little bit nervous about how big of a number I have on the Colts, but they're a good team. It's just weird because the past couple of years I've put in smaller numbers on my team and it feels weird, but that's one where it's they're home. The biggest thing is that they're home, and I think they have a real home field advantage again because that place gets loud when they're good. It gets really loud, and they're good again. So I think more of the true diehard Colts fans. Diehard Colts fans have always been there, but some even more of the I would say quote unquote casual diehards, some of the ones that they are diehard. If they get bad, they'll be like, oh, I'm not going to games or anything. I think the ones are all right, I'm gonna start going to games again, being loud. So I think I like it. That's where we're gonna leave Pickem for the week. So now let's head over to. I think I'm good where my picks are at though. Like I said, I don't want to tinker with it too much. I think we're all set. Let's head back over to that gridiron and let's go over some of the bets. Let's go over some of the bets. Won't lie. For the Thursday night game, I'll lean the Eagles -7.5. Feels like a lot of points, and lately these dogs and divisions have been covering, so I'm probably going to end up laying off of that. Over-under is 40.5. Probably going to take, if anything, maybe give out the over on the article. Check out StateOnSports.com. I will have my articles out, per usual, with all the props and everything, since they aren't out just yet. And I will also have my plays for the Thursday night game, because I won't lie to you, I need to look through again. First look through and second look through, I like nothing. I'm just looking, it's no. So I'm going to do another look through, see if there's any other props I like. But as of right now, the over 40.5 is probably the only thing I'm going to be on. Past that, I just can't. So far through these looks here, like I said, the 7.5 just bothers me a little bit after the last two Thursday night games, the way they went. And I mean, I think the Eagles will win this game. I just don't want to give out a minus 390 money line. So yeah, it's tough, man. Like I said, I think Eagles win. I just can't get myself to fully take the spread. So I think that we'll stick with the over. I can at least probably give out some touchdown props because I was looking at that. Kind of want to take Jalen Hurts minus 130. He hasn't scored in a while. I think they might do the touch push, but I don't know. A.J. Brown was a maybe because he missed one last week. Dallas Goedert, I kind of liked him. And then past that. So, yeah, basically it would be like Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert are probably the two I was really, really eyeballing. But like I said, I'm not fully decided yet. Cam Scattergood plus 155 to score. That's another one that's like kind of tempting. Don't know for sure. Jalen Hurts over 1.5 passing touchdowns plus 158. I'm probably going to... I think I might take that because the Giants' secondary is very iffy. Their front seven is what really is their strong suit on defense. So, you know what? I think that's what... So far, it's kind of probably going to be what we give out is Eagles... who are they playing? Eagles over... This is not the team over, but... Eagles and Giants over. I don't know why it took me so long to think of that. Eagles, Giants over 40.5. I like that. I like Hurts TD. I like Goddard TD. And I also like for Jalen Hurts to throw over 1.5 passing touchdowns, which I think is plus 156. Sorry, I was writing that down as well. But, yeah. I like that. I think those are the three things I'm taking for sure. Like I said, I'm going to do one more look through, and then I'll have this article out probably later today as of the publishing of this article. Broncos, 7-point favorites over the Jets. I do like that a little bit. I kind of lean the Broncos minus 7.5. Don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger because it's the overseas game, but the Jets are pretty poopy. Broncos coming off a massive win over the Eagles, so I think they're able to keep the momentum rolling. Their defense is really good. I don't know exactly what the Jets are. It's just the backdoor situation with the Jets kind of scares me a little bit, but I think I might end up on that 7, but so far I haven't taken it yet. Steelers minus 5.5 point favorites over the Browns. I'm going to stay away from that game, I think, completely. AFC North division game, I think I'm good on that. We'll see. Like I said, I'll have something. I mean, I might have a prop or two when it comes to the article, but when it comes to actual sides or anything, over-under 38.5. This could be a 17-14 game. Like, this could be absolutely disgusting. So I just have no interest in this game at all. Chargers minus 4.5 point favorites over the Dolphins. I think I'm probably going to take the Chargers, especially after losing last week. I mean, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, but if I can get this number to like 3.5 or 3, I absolutely am going to take it. 4.5, I'll think about, but I think the Chargers are going to win. If anything, I don't recommend this, but. Oh, I guess I can't see that because I have other stuff saved up. But Chargers Eagles money line or like Chargers somebody else money line. Maybe I might do something like that. I usually don't do that, but I don't really want to take the spread. And I like it, but I don't know if I for sure want to take it. I guess is the best way to put it. So I'm probably going to lay off there. I want to see what the Patriots minus 3 is real quick. Let me just double check that because it's minus 3.5. Minus 2.5 is minus 156, so I can't get a straight 3 on this book. I'll have to look on some other ones later, but I'm going to write it in red. I kind of lean the Eagles minus 3, or not Eagles, excuse me, the Patriots minus 3.5. I do, like, the Saints got a great win last week, great win for Rattler, but Patriots are a really good team. I think they're, a bit better than the Giants. I mean, unless Ramondre Stevenson fumbles a lot, I don't think they're going to have the same turnover issues that the Giants had. So I lean to 3.5. That's another one of those. We're going to have to wait maybe another day or two. Might pull the trigger on it. Seahawks, plus 100 on the money line against the Jaguars. This is something I am for sure going to take. Give me the Seahawks at plus money. I just think the Seahawks do have a real legit chance to steal this game with how great their defense is. And for whatever reason, they are really good on the road, and they are like kind of meh at home. So I think this is a perfect opportunity, especially for them. They're catching the Jaguars off a very great win against the Chiefs, but are they going to be able to lock back in now, turn their focus onto the Seahawks, or is there going to be a little bit of a carryover from how great of a win that was and how great their season has gone so far? And for the Seahawks, they're coming off a tough loss at home to the Bucs, so I'm just assuming they're going to be a bit hungrier for that win. So I look for the Seahawks to potentially take that there. I like us plus money. Probably going to look at some JSN props in that game. I'm going to be curious. I'm curious to see what Travis Hunter does in this game. See how he responds. I mean, he played pretty good in that last game. So I'm curious to see if they start getting more plays for him on offense. But we'll have to see. Colts minus 6.5 against the Cardinals. I do think I'm going to take this. I've been debating giving it out on the show. Because, I mean, I've been betting the Colts basically every single week. And other than the Rams week where they had that tough play against Tutu Atwell, they've covered in every single week for me. So I'm just going to give them out again. Just know this is a fan bet, basically. So I'm just giving it out on the show because I'm going to take it. So I might as well just give it out. Colts minus 6.5 against the Cardinals. I think this is a game where the Cardinals might keep it close, but Colts were going to be able to pull away late. I just think there's just a lot of bad vibes with that team, and the Colts are just the complete opposite. They have a lot of great vibes. It's minus 122 on this minus 6.5, so I don't know how much longer that's going to be there. Overall, though, I just think the Colts are a bit of the better team. They just signed Jermaine Pratt, so I'm curious to see how that goes because the Colts are really, I would say if there's one position they're struggling on defense besides injuries with the DBs, it's kind of linebacker. Linebacker play is not horrible, but it definitely could be a little bit better, so I'm excited to see how Jermaine Pratt plays because he's a big Louis Rumo guy. He's been with him in the Bengals for forever. Like I said, we talked about on the show, I originally thought he was going to sign with the Colts, but he ended up going to the Raiders. They got released there, so now he's back with the Colts. Very curious to see. Now he's going to be on a winning team. I'm curious to see how it goes. I think there was a lot of rumors about him being not the best of teammates and all that stuff, so that is one thing do keep an eye on because his culture is so great. So I'm curious to see if it's one of those things where what everyone's saying on the outside is just not reality. But regardless, like Colts minus 6.5 because, like I said, the Cardinals, they got a lot going on right now. And I mean a lot. Rams, by 7.5 point favorites against the Ravens. I mean, that is just so many points. But, yeah. That's a lot of points. I think, if anything, I don't recommend this either. I usually don't do this. But I'm tempted to do like a Rams, Colts, maybe even Seahawks teaser. Get Seahawks to 7.5. Colts even. Rams to minus 1.5. But I mean, at that point, I don't know. Like I said, that 7.5 is a little bit much for me, but I might end up playing with it anyway, just because I think the Rams are going to win that game. And I mean, with how bad the Ravens defense has been, I don't think the Ravens defense is going to keep being that bad. If the Texans put 44 on them, I mean, the Rams should be able to put up 30 something, right? Cowboys, Panthers. Cowboys 3.5 point favorites over the Panthers. Probably going to be a complete stay away game for me. Probably going to do something with Rico Dowdle because this is a bit of a revenge game for him. So I am very curious to see how that goes, especially if this Chuba Hubbard situation. I have not heard much on if Chuba is back or not. Let me double check something. I am playing against him in fantasy, so I want to see what the report said from yesterday and see if there's anything that compares from today. Chuba Hubbard, as of right now, nothing on there. That's interesting. Yeah, because I've been looking for a bit, and I haven't heard much of an update on anything so far. Chuba Hubbard was not spotted at practice today. And then also said that he was working on the side today. And then somebody said it was a quad injury. So at this point, he's had a quad, a calf, or an Achilles. What is it? Chuba Hubbard was warming up in practice, but not in uniform. Hubbard was ruled out last week against the Dolphins, but Panthers still manage. Oh, that's just reading some more. But yeah, so it looks like he was at practice. He's stretching, not in Jersey. He wasn't out there at all last week, so seems like he's slowly progressing towards going back. But with how good Rico Dowdle played last week, I do not blame them at all for holding him out another week or two because, boy, Rico looked awesome. And there's a good chance, this after how great he looked last week, you don't just accidentally run for 200 yards in the NFL. He ran all over them boys. There's a good chance that he's at least going to be getting some more carries in the future going forward. So, like I said, going to take advantage and hopefully be able to get some nice props on him this game, assuming the odds aren't super juice. Raiders 5.5 point favorites over the Titans. Complete stay away from me. Don't want any interest in that game. Bucks -3 over the 49ers. I do think I'm going to take Bucks -3. I think they win this game as well. They've been just so hot lately. My only fear is they've been winning a lot of these games at the buzzer, so if they do that yet again, that 3 might come into play, and it could bite us in the ass. So -2.5 if that ends up coming by. Would appreciate that, or even a -2, but I think they can win this game regardless. They're, like we said in the Pickem portion, they're getting healthier while the 49ers are kind of trending in the opposite direction. Packers, 14-point favorites over the Bengals. Just way too big of a spread, especially now that Joe Flacco's here. I'm not going to take it. If there's no Joe Flacco, I probably would have taken the 14.5, but with Joe Flacco, like I said, there might be a one-game QB bump. And Pickem, by the way, I might go back to picking the Chiefs. I'm not for sure. Chiefs are -2.5-point favorites over the Lions. I'm going to leave it on the Lions for now, but I might be tempted to go back and fix that. But Lions plus money against the Chiefs, tempting. And you know what? Maybe that's the game. I'm going to try this, and like I said, I usually never recommend this, but we might do this live on the show and see how it looks. So what if we said Colts, Rams. What if we had the Lions in there, make this teaser, and we do like I said, we'll do what do we want? We'll do a 7-point teaser. That's plus 120 on this book. Colts are even. Rams are -0.5. Lions are, we'll do 6.5-point teaser. Make it a little bit better. Colts are -0.5. Rams are -1. Lions are +9. That's plus 130. Lions +9. I won't lie to you. That's something I might be really tempted to take myself because I don't know. I think the Lions or Chiefs could regardless win this game. I just don't think the Lions are going to lose this game by 10, so I might take advantage of that myself just because I'm scared to kind of take that. That's Sunday Night Football. Monday night, I'll be honest, I'm not going to give out that You know what? We'll give a special out here on the JCPod. Not going to put it in the article. So if you're listening to this show or watching this episode, shout out to you. You're getting a special play for yourself. I'm not giving out to anybody else. I am going to take that. We're going to go Colts just to win, basically. So this is we'll make it a 6.5-point teaser. It's Colts -0.5, Rams -1. It turns into Colts -0.5, Rams -1, Lions +9. And that becomes plus 130. That is a teaser I am going to be taking myself. Just placed it now as we are talking, so that's a little special for the show. Like I said, not putting that in the article. Monday Night Football, Bills -4.5 against the Falcons, and Commanders -4.5 against the Bears. A little doubleheader. I won't lie to you. I have not really got to these games yet because they're on Monday night. Probably going to get to them the next day or two, so I'll have that out in the article. So my official bets for the NFL this week: Broncos -7's a maybe. Pats -3.5's a maybe. Rams -7.5's a maybe. We might jump in and all that. We just gave out the little teaser, so shout out to you if you're watching this. Just reminded a little bit. It's about 2 to 3 minutes back from here. We gave out that little teaser that we're doing. We got Chargers -4.5, Seahawks money line, Colts -6.5, Bucks -3. And like I said, that teaser, it just basically takes it's plus 130. It takes the Colts to -0.5, basically. It takes the Rams to -1, Lions +9, just to keep it close, because I don't know what the Chiefs really are just yet so far. They've been really weird. So now heading on to college, there's 9 potential games I'm going to bet on. We'll talk about all that in a second, but like I said, 9 potential, probably not going to be that many by the time I get to the article, but those are some games I'm looking at. We got football all this week. Starting today, 49 straight days of just football action. Should be fun. Missouri State, Middle Tennessee, UTEP, Liberty are tonight. Thursday night, you got some fun games from smaller teams. Friday, you got South Florida versus North Texas. I'm very tempted to take South Florida. Haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. I think I'm going to stay away. But I am pretty tempted to take South Florida. I just don't know, man. I'm not for sure on either of those teams. I'm staying away. Some games I'm interested in or might take as well, or just interested to watch. Alabama, Missouri should be a good one. Illinois, I'm tempted to take them plus 14.5 at home, but Ohio State's been just so good lately on defense. Scares me a lot. Think I'm going to take Indiana plus 7.5. Not for sure on that one, but them against Oregon, that should be a really fun game. Crazy world we live in, right? Indiana's plus 7.5-point favorite against Oregon. And they might actually just cover. But yeah, TCU, Kansas State, that should be a good one. Tempted to take TCU there. Oklahoma, Texas. If John Mateer comes back for that game, that's going to be nice. Iowa State, Colorado should be interesting, especially after what's been going on. Texas A&M, Florida. Curious to see what goes on there. Michigan, USC. That's going to be a nice one. I'm tempted to take Michigan, but I'm not 100% sure there. Georgia, Auburn should be fun. BYU, Arizona, a little test for BYU since they haven't really played the best of competition so far. And then Arizona, Utah State to end it the night should be a nice one. Tempted to take UCLA on the road plus 8.5 against Michigan State as well, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that. I just don't know if I will. So like I said, some games I'm interested in. South Florida, that's one in red. That's a maybe. So we're gonna see on that. That's just the money line. I just don't know. I might do it just to get some action on Thursday as well with the NFL. We'll see. Illinois plus 14.5 is another one that it's on the chopping block right now. Haven't fully done it yet, but it's borderline about to be there. Georgia Tech minus 14.5. I just want to bring it up. Georgia Tech's this should be a game they should be able to handle and win by that much, but for whatever reason, when they're big favorites, they don't do as good as their massive dogs. I bet we're going to take Maryland plus 6.5. With how good that quarterback is, I think you can keep this game close. I mean, they should have won last week, but a lot of drops and just the offense stalling out and the defense being tired from being on the field all game. Mix of all that kind of put them in. Nebraska's on the road traveling to Maryland. This should be a fun game. And like I said, I like the 6.5. If I get 7.5, I love it even more. But I think this is another game that Maryland will be able to take close, or keep it close, excuse me. Indiana plus 7.5. I think I'm going to take it. They were our boys all year last year. Haven't really bet on them too much this year because they've been just massive favorites in all these games. Or I've been on the other side of them in one game. So, you know what? Let's take them again. Won't really lie. It's going to be a fun game. That's going to be That's the potential to be a fun game. Let me hold off just in case it doesn't end up fun. But that should be a fun game. I'm kind of excited for that one. I'm going to take TCU money line over Kansas State minus 118. I think this could be a massive win for them, and they really could use the win as they go throughout the season. I don't know why I was trying to think of another word for that. Michigan plus 2.5. That's a game I'm very close to taking. Of all the games to if we're talking games that I'm betting, of the three right now, there's like 3 or 4 that I'm looking at. Of the 3 or 4 that I'm looking at, this is like the very first one that's like, it's probably going to make it. Michigan plus 2.5. I am very tempted to take them over USC. While their defense might not be the best, I think they might be good enough to get enough push. And then offensively, if Bryce Underwood can keep progressing like this, I mean, they stand a legitimate chance to do something. So I like that one. The last game I am going to take, Utah State money line, our boys. I believe, let me look this up. There's a chance that if they win this game, it's next game, never mind, they're 3-2. But they're taking on Hawaii. Utah State, they're taking on Hawaii. These are next coming games. Hawaii, San Jose State, New Mexico, Nevada, UNLV, Fresno State, Boise State. We need 2 wins in these 7 games to hit our over. So I like to get them to get one of the wins here against Miami. Let's see it. Let's do it, boys. So my official bets for college football, these 3 are all maybes. South Florida, maybe. Illinois plus 14.5, maybe. Michigan plus 2.5. Leaning towards taking it, but that's a maybe. Official bets so far, Maryland plus 6.5, Indiana plus 7.5, TCU money line, Utah State money line. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for support. Really do appreciate it. Before we get out of here, let me actually show my betting record like we do every week so far. So this is what our record's sitting at so far this year. A little bit of a slide in college football after a very rough week last week. Pick'em wise, I mean, we're sitting very pretty. I like what we're doing. We just like to... Oh, did not mean to do that. Biggest thing we got to do is keep the momentum rolling. Just keep the momentum rolling. Like I said, we can't fall behind because last year we'll have like 1 or 2 weeks where we just fall behind by a lot, and then we just need to... Then we spend all season trying to chip away. It just takes too long. Like, we just got to keep it close. Just keep it close and basically hope somebody else messes up before we do. This year's goals, like, I might even pick a few less underdogs this year, just on the chance to, like, hopefully... Like, I'm very frustrated by the Miami game last week, man. Oh, my gosh. that Miami game, like, we could have cut the lead massively, but like I said, we just need games like that to go our way, and we'll cut the lead. So happy with that. Pickem. Like I said, I just talked about that. I meant to say NFL. NFL straights, not mad at it. Wish it was a little bit better, but that's going to get better as the season goes on. I just know it. For the touchdown scores, that's going to be better as the season goes along as well. I'm just happy it's plus money because usually, I mean, regardless, we're up money with the touchdown scores because I don't give out usually people that are negative. It's always people who are plus money. So as long as we keep that record above 500, we're going to be in. I mean, shit, we could probably keep that record at about like a +4. I bet if we hit a +400, we'll probably still be plus money, but I want to keep that good. Player prop wise, we're absolutely killing the game, and Nasty Boys, we're struggling, boy. But like I said, thank you all for watching. Thanks for the report. Really do appreciate it. I'll be back in this feed next week to recap everything that happened, and then have this episode all over again on Wednesday. But like I said, we aren't there just yet. Let's enjoy this weekend of football. A lot of good games in college, a couple good games in the NFL. Should be a fun week. Let's enjoy it, people.